Hi everyone, happy Tuesday and greetings from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about some things that go into the creative mindset that contribute to success and prosperity and purpose and all of those wonderful things that I love talking to people about. So today, what we're going to talk about is the fear of success and why would anyone fear success? I remember the first time that I ever even heard of this notion was the first time that I underwent hypnosis in a formal setting. With the very talented Dr. Karen Perkins. And during that experience, I saw future visions of my success and what that was going to look like, what that was going to feel like, what it was going to sound like, even what it smelled like. It was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. At that time in my life, though, I was so far disconnected from that vision that it was almost hard to believe when I came out of it, but when I was in trance, it was so real and so wonderful. And I was speaking to Dr. Perkins about it, and she asked me, what is people's number one failure, or not failure, number one fear? And I said, it has to be the fear of failure. Sorry, I kind of gave that one away. And she said, no, it's the fear of success. And at the time, I was like, why would anybody fear success? Why would it, especially like me at that time, I was suffering a lot. I was experiencing a lot of symptoms of anxiety and depression, and I was just kind of floating through life. Like, things were changing so rapidly. I didn't know what to do. My identity was absolutely crazy. I think I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to believe that I could do it yet. And all I could think of was like, oh my God, I would love it if I were successful at figuring out the life that I wanted, the life that I saw in the future for myself. And it didn't make any sense to me. And then I realized, and I've realized even more as I keep on coaching and speaking to more people, and some people who are ready and some people who aren't ready to go ahead and go through a coaching program with me, that it's absolutely everywhere. And I think about it a lot, and I understand it more because what it is that it's really just a fear of the unknown. Because what happens is if we have been stuck in a certain pattern, even if it isn't pleasant, even if it's, drifting or depression or addiction or anything like that, at least it's familiar. And our ego knows how to handle it and knows that when it's going to be triggered and what's going to happen, and there's not going to be any real surprises, and it doesn't matter if it's unpleasant or not, right? Like, our ego is like, that's fine, like, just like bring it on. So what we do is when we start going towards success, we realize, like, ooh, there's something a little bit like unfamiliar here. There's something a little bit uncomfortable here. And sometimes we retreat back to where things are familiar and comfortable, because as creatures of habit, that's exactly what we like, even if it's not in our best interest. It's not good or bad. It's just what we're wired to do, right? So one of the things that we can do is find little ways to get out of our comfort zone and prove to ourselves that when we get into unfamiliar territory, it might be a little bit scary for sure. However, when we do something a little bit unfamiliar, a little bit uncomfortable, and then we come out of it on the other side, we see that it actually feels really good and we feel pretty accomplished. And, that was kind of fun. So we start creating new neural pathways in our brain spaces where we have a better relationship with discomfort and unfamiliar territory. When we start creating a better relationship with things that aren't familiar and the idea of being uncomfortable and all of that stuff that might be like holding us back, when we start moving toward our goals or like start seeing like new opportunities and everything, the more likely we are to recognize those feelings for what they are, which are not the truth. They're just feelings. That's all they are. And keep moving toward it. Now, here's another reason why fear of success, or what's masquerading as fear of success, is actually just fear of change. Because if we were the kinds of people who we can accomplish whatever we need, right? But in order to get to the next level, we actually have to adopt new beliefs, new emotions, and actually engage in new actions. And all of that together means that we go out and we create new results for ourselves. But think about that. Having a new belief about yourself, like for instance, one of my beliefs was that that I was good enough to be a coach. There was a lot of like, hey, who do you think you are? Why would you do that? The logical answer is because I love it. I love creative people, and I really like connecting with people and helping them in really profound ways. Boom. What else should I be doing? There really isn't anything else that I should be doing. So when you but there was a belief that I was not worthy of it. So I had to do some inner work to untie that belief. And as you untie those beliefs, there's a little part of your personality, there's a little part of ego that's screaming like, hey, what about me? Why are you abandoning me? Like, here I've been your ego your entire time, and now you're just gonna like let it go. Why would you just let it go? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So there's a little bit of ego as we release the person that we are, not in a bad way, but very lovingly, in order to inhabit the person that we must become in order to achieve success, right? We have to adopt new practices and new beliefs. One of mine is around rejection, right? Like, so especially if you're in the creative industries, you understand that there's a lot of rejection that goes on, or a lot of like, no, thank yous, not necessarily in a bad way. I know when I wasn't fully aligned with my purpose or what I wanted to be doing with myself, if I heard a no, game over. Absolutely game over. That person was right. I was wrong. I should give up and just like submit to someone else's vision of something, when really, no. I have a strong vision. I have to keep with it, just like you do as a creative visionary, right? Like, you have to keep with it. And the fact of the matter is, it's no one's job, like not even your spouse's job, to understand what the hell is going on. It's kind of like it's sort of a lonely endeavor being a visionary sometimes, not to sound all hoity-toity or whatever, but that's what happens. It gets a little bit lonely, and then other people, maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe years down the line, come around and they say, oh, so that's what you were talking about. And you get to say, yeah, and you're on to the next thing, because you're already growing into the next iteration of yourself to reach the next level of success, which again is going to bring up some fear, because you're going to go up against new limitations and new boundaries that you set for yourself when you were accomplishing your last goal, right? So continue to push yourself a little bit to the edge, and if you do have a coach and they're ever kind of pushing you to the edge, they're doing their job, right? Hopefully they're doing it in a really loving space, and really making sure that you're congruent and it's at your pace and all of that good stuff. And yeah, let them hold that space for you, and let them push you there. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. If you don't have a coach or a kind of like community or mastermind yet that is doing that, go out there and start doing something that just kind of like makes you nervous. Like, I don't know what it is. It could be taking a class, taking an exercise class. That's always a really good one. Like, have you ever started taking an exercise class and you're like, oh my God, I know for me, like, I'd go into an abs class, obviously not recently because my abs are a big old baby right now. Anyway, go into an abs class and there's all these people and they're just totally rocking it. They know all the moves and they're not falling off the balls or whatever it is. And you're like, oh my God. But then you get through it and you feel really good. And you can like imagine the little ripples happening in your abs anyway. Go out there, take a class, do something that pushes you into the unknown and really like lets you feel that fear a little bit. And what you can notice is as you're feeling that fear and still like not letting it overtake you or make decisions for you, um, and you get through to the other side, what you'll notice is like, hey, that feels really good. That's really amazing. I'm so happy I was able to do that. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I hope everyone's having a really great day. Please, please, please leave your comments below about any questions that you have. Go over to my blog at erinvasquez.com/blog for more ideas and tips and discussion and offers and everything. And also be sure to subscribe. Share this video with someone who might have a fear of success, who is absolutely visionary, creative, worthy of all of the success that they desire. And maybe you just see them like holding themselves back, because a lot of it too is like, I'm really smart. Why? And I know that what I'm doing is like kind of stupid. Where's the disconnect, right? Like, cut yourself some slack. It's just a fear of the unknown. It's so natural. And then you get to go out and play with it and overcome it and develop a really healthy relationship with fear and discomfort, right? Okay, so anyway, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.